name is Chrissy People. You're welcome to Your Perspective with G. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about something really interesting, and it's called gaming. Gaming, popularly called betting, gambling. Today, we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. All there is to gaming. And I'm not going to be doing this alone. I have a guest in the house. Stick around, don't go nowhere, because it's going to be really hot in here. Okay, so before we went on the break, I told you that I won't be doing this alone. I have a guest in the house, and she's going to be introducing herself. So, hello, lady.
Hello, everybody. My name is Seyi Oreagba, and I am, for lack of a better word, a gaming lawyer. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so today, like I said earlier, we're going to be talking about betting. One thing that is very important to us on Your Perspective with G is talking about certain topics politically, looking at all areas of a particular topic and the implication of, in this case, gaming on the society. So today, we're going to be gisting, more like, and it's very important we understand what gaming is. So tell us, what's gaming? What's betting, gambling? What's the definition?
Okay, so gambling, which is the more common name it's known as, is basically the act of placing wagers on an event, on an activity, in the hope of getting a reward when you win such a wager. So that's, there's no universal definition. It is what it is. People define it differently in different jurisdictions. More recently, it started to be called gaming, because people realize that it's actually a game of chance, really. So gambling, gaming, they are both saying the same thing. So when we now talk about things like betting, we have lotteries, we have casinos, we have gaming machines. Those are all different forms of gaming or betting, as it were.
Okay, I would have to put this down. I think my voice is loud enough. Yeah, so like I said earlier, we're going to be gisting. Okay, I have met people. In fact, it's the in thing now in Nigeria. There's nobody except maybe me. I don't know if you're into it, but I have met people and they talk about gaming with pride. So I want to ask you, Shane, is this something that people should go into with pride, and talk about it, that I'm into gaming, is it something? Tell us what it takes to be into it, the good part. Maybe let's even start with the good part, if there is any. I don't know. I just need you to educate us. Tell us what it means to be what they call somebody
a gambler.
A gambler. Okay.
So it's not. I don't think it's really my place to decide if anyone should go into gaming or not, because it's a choice, really. And gaming does have its good parts, and that is the reality of it. We look at things like it's actually supposed to be a sport. So it's something that you can do as a sport, like maybe just like you make a budget every month. You decide this part is for, for beer, this part is for drinks, this part is for provision, this part, then you can say, okay, this part is for gaming a little, and all of that. So that is actually, in that aspect, gaming is a sport. Basically trying out your luck at something. And the benefits of gaming to the economy is something I think people don't really pay attention to, because since gaming is actually a multi-million, if not billion-naira industry in Nigeria. The amount of people that are being hired, that have employed as a result of gaming, a lot of these big gaming companies, they hire a lot of employees. Like, they have proper payroll structure. We have people that the agents who have their own, some of them own their own shop in franchises. Yeah. And so you found out that it had actually dealt to a large extent with a lot of unemployment in the country. For the government, definitely, we talk about gaming tax.
Okay.
Talk about companies' income tax. We talk about taxes? Yeah, they pay the company's income tax and they pay the gaming tax on every wager made. In addition to that, I mean, depending on the category, of course, we also look at the fact that people pay personal income tax. These are things that, and as we know, what taxes should be used for is actually for the society. So when you look at it from that, so you cannot
giving back. You cannot say, okay, because it's a business, it's a form of business. In fact, there's a reality show online now. I mean, that is on, and it's actually a betting company that is sponsoring the show. And I would ask that they're really big. The show is one big show that I want to believe people hustle, more like, for lack of a better word, people hustle to want to sponsor that show, and to think that they got, the deal to sponsor the show, then it's a big deal. So it shows that the business is profitable.
It is very
profitable. Now, so you looked at it from the angle of the business owners, why they need to pay taxes, why in some way they are giving back to the society. So it's a give and take thing. Even if we don't see it, as Nigerians, we're not really seeing the benefits of our tax payments and all. So now we're looking at it. I want to ask you from the angle of individuals. So I'll tell you a short story. There's this guy I met, and he's addicted to gaming. He is into it. He said someone won 4 million or thereabouts, and that he must, get to that level. And I was like, are you serious? 4 million? Yeah, so people make good money from gaming. So it's hard to stop anyone today. So what are the implications on individuals that are going into this gambling?
Okay, so now we've gotten to the dark side.
Okay,
the
dark
side of gaming.
Oh, okay.
Now, like every other thing, moderation is key in life.
Fantastic. Please, I need you to look into the camera, because the essence of this show, let me quickly add, is to ensure that we're not just talking, we are educating the public, youths especially, so that they understand the good side. I always say it's good for you to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that you can weigh for yourself what you prefer to take out of anything. So I need you to say that again.
Okay, so moderation is key in gaming and a lot of things in life. In anything in life, moderation is key. Now, when we talk about gaming, the business part, all of that is fantastic. But you have to realize that gaming is supposed to be a sport, not a lifestyle. Gaming, except you're a professional gambler, and there are some people like that, gaming is not supposed to be your sole means of livelihood. No, it shouldn't be what you're channeling all your resources into. It is a game of chance. What that means is that you either win or you don't. It's a matter of luck for the most part. In some kind of gaming, there's some sort of knowledge. Some of them are skill based, like things like poker, for instance. It's a card game. It's essentially skill based, a little luck and skills, but to a large extent you cannot remove the fact of luck in it. So when we talk about people on, like the fellow you just spoke about right now, making you say that, what comes to my mind is problem gambling. Now, problem gambling is the name for gambling addiction or gaming addiction. That happens. What is defined as gaming addiction at like the baseline for it is simple. If you're unable to control how much you put into your gaming behavior, then we have a problem. If you're spending more than you should on gaming, then you're in the realms of gaming addiction. If you're unable to balance your lifestyle and other needs of your lifestyle with your gambling behavior, then definitely you're in problem gambling. And please, let's not make any mistakes about it. People constantly just think, oh, just have some self-control. Problem gambling is a mental health illness. It's not something that the person just wakes up tomorrow and go, oh, I can feel better.
I need you to, hold that thought. She said that, and I can say it's an area that I'm interested in, addiction. So mental health illness, it will get to the point where gambling can become a mental health illness. So that particular one is my area of interest. So now, from all what we have said, we have talked about the good side, how it has created employment and we can use it to pay for certain things in the country. Now, as individuals, you can be addicted to it, so that's the dark side. So now addiction is a difficult thing. I can tell you, addiction is a difficult thing. So practical examples, because we need to break it down. Some people say, it didn't concern betting with mental health related issue, so we need to break it down, to little fragments, so that they would understand the implication of being addicted to gaming. And the whole idea is not for us to condemn anything, so I need to put that disclaimer out there. We are not trying to condemn anything, but we're just saying the truth. The holistic view is what we're doing right now. So please, Shay.
Okay, so let me give some examples. And you may have some people that behave like it's around you. These are things that, as individuals and as family and friends, we should look out for ourselves. If you get to a stage whereby you must place a bet every day, you're already in the realms of having. I'm not a medical doctor, so I cannot diagnose this. But I'm just saying these are the things you should watch out for. A possibility. If you have to place a bet every day, there's a problem. If every time you lose, you feel like you have to place the next bet so that you win the next time, and it becomes a compulsion, like a compulsive behavior, you're already in the realms of gambling addiction. If you find yourself using your food money, your rent money, your children's school fees, if you find yourself using your clothes money or anything, money that is meant for another need in your life, and notice the word I said, need in your life, not basic wants, need, and you find yourself using it to place bets, you are definitely in the realms of addiction. Because the thing about it is this: it's a pleasure thing. Like, you place a bet and you have such high hopes, so your mood is at the highest. You have, I don't know if it's dopamine in your brain, like it's flooded. You're like, I'm going to get it this time I'm going to win it, and next thing you lose. You keep going and going, then you lose, and your mood just plummets, and suddenly you realize, oh my god, I spent that money meant, for example, for my house rent. And then you get home, or even at work, and you start becoming very aggressive, very touchy towards people around you. It begins to affect your relationship with people, because they don't know you've lost all that money. They are just being by themselves. Everybody's getting on your nerves. You find yourself maybe snapping at your neighbors, irritable. You have a problem, and you are actually blaming the wrong people. So those are the things I think we all need to watch out for.
We can say the ripple effects, and like we said, bringing it back to the society. So the society is you, me, everyone, your house, your office. So one person losing a game is beginning to affect us, innocent us in the office. Yeah. So this is what we would call the ripple effect of gaming. So now let me play the devil's advocate. A young man will tell you that life is all about taking risks. Life is all about taking chances. When the government will not provide money, provide jobs, you have people that finished school since 19 Bilgidi, and they're still hovering around looking for one thing to do. And this cool way of getting money, you put 100 naira, you get 2,500, you get 3,000 without stress. You're not doing any big deal. Who won't take that chance? So I want to play the devil's advocate. Since our government has failed us in a way, they're not providing enough jobs. What would you say about someone that is not really addicted but feels that, or is it compulsory that you must get to the level of addiction? Don't you think, or isn't it safe to say that you still have some people that are casual gamblers that let me see, this game looks like the one I can predict, let me just throw in some cash into it and all that. So looking at it from that perspective, don't you think it's worth trying?
Well, the issue with the problem gambling is actually, the people you just described are not the people we are concerned about. like people that gamble at the sports. I have some extra cash, let me try my luck. I mean, we're absolutely fine. That is
okay. So
sports.
That's okay.
That's okay. It's a sport. It's just like I wake up today and say, okay, you know what? I think I'm just going to go and play football today. I mean, I've not played every day, but I'm going to play football today. I mean, I have some free time on my hands. It's not like I'm running away from work to go and play football, leaving school to go and play football.
Okay.
That's a sport.
Okay.
The people that we have a problem with are people that do not draw that line. Because people say, oh, I'll win tomorrow. The truth is this. There's this saying that's come as far back as Las Vegas during long ago when gaming was becoming normal in Nevada, Las Vegas. The house always wins. And the truth is this. When it comes to gaming, the house always wins. What always wins? So then, in that time, they used to go and play, go gamble in casinos.
Oh, okay. So the owners of the casino.
So the house. So whenever you bet against the house always has an edge. You have to be a very good gambler or a very good cheat
to be able to
outsmart the house. And trust me, they always watch that. People got killed over it a lot.
Well, okay, I'll try not to mention names, but I've seen in movies where gambling, you see the bad guy, they will go in there, and I think what they show on, in movies would depict the negative side of gambling. I've not really seen, the good side, but like we just, mentioned, looking at it from all angles, I also believe that if you know that you can check it, you know that no, it's not that deep. I don't think it's not that deep that I'll be playing it every day. Then you're good to go. But if you've started getting to that level where if you don't play today, you don't play tomorrow, you now start feeling somehow, then you might need help. That's where, yes, it's that serious. That's where you need the help of a professional that would help you. And good thing is you can manage it. So before we round up, because we've been talking about a lot, so I know you have a thing with the lottery board, Is it okay? You don't want to talk about?
No.
Okay, you have an experience,
yes.
Or okay, better still, we can talk about the government, the role of the government in gaming. So what do you have to say about that? What's the role of the government?
Okay, so before I say that, I just need to chip in. The thing is this, the thing is this, when it comes to problem gambling, it's just like a lot of addictions. People do not always know they have a problem. You have to remember that. So it's not that, when I start feeling that way. Sometimes you don't know you have a problem. You just need people around you to point out your problem. But this behavior is often secretive because in our society, people don't gamble. It is seen as a sin.
Oh, that's another angle. I even forgot to. Okay, there is this part in the back. They always say that gambling is a sin. That no, gambling is a sin. So you don't gamble. And before we started, filming, we talked about how we gamble in our own little way, this one for that and all that. So do you want to say something about that?
So I'm not a theologian, and I'm not a religious authority, so that debate is one I never get into. But my own opinion is this: life itself, everything we do is a gamble. Every time you wake up, every time you go to sleep, there's a 50% chance you will not wake up. Every time you cross a road, there's another 50 to whatever percent chance that you could get hit by a car, especially if you are crossing Lagos Road. So these are the regular things. There's a chance I drink this glass of juice, and for all I know, there could be something in it that I could react to. The problem with gambling, as I see it, and note I use I because it's subjective view, it's when it spirals out of control. Moderation is key in everything we do. So, and now you ask what the government should do about it. Well, the truth is this: as it is right now in Nigeria, there are various regulatory organizations at the federal level, at the state level, but because of unclear laws, there's been a lot of tussle for years as to who should regulate gaming within a state and the country. But I'm not going to get into that discussion.
Okay, that's federal or state?
Federal or state.
Oh.
Yes, but I'm not going to get into that discussion. What I will say is this: the government needs to create a better environment, and that is the truth. So in most countries, we have a situation whereby proceeds from gaming companies, certain percentage is actually channeled back to treat gaming addiction.
Ooh.
So a percentage of their NGOs and governmental formed organizations, whereby if you have a problem gambling, there are numbers around. In fact, in most countries, it is compulsory for every gaming organization to have a self-help button where you can go to when you have gambling problems. They can link you up with counselors. They can do what we call self-exclusion, whereby you tell them to exclude you from gaming activities from a particular period. And they have to. They also have people that are trained to actually catch certain behaviors where they feel, okay, this behavior is a problem, is becoming problematic, this gaming behavior is no longer healthy. You find some cases whereby, I like to read, and I've seen in books whereby they'll tell someone you can no longer come into our casino.
Really?
Because they feel, maybe, for whatever reason it may be. Now,
can that happen in Nigeria?
The truth is,
the booze and go. You continue. What's my own?
And the truth is this: it's a very cutthroat business in that sense, because it's a business. It's the place of the government to set these rules and enforce the rules. So it's not enough to just say, "Oh, don't do this." It is more like, I can speak about within Lagos State, whereby they have a monitoring and inspection, the Lagos State Lotteries Board. I used to work there. They have a monitoring and inspections team that go around, and they go around very black coat events. So they just come in and you don't know where they are from. If they find an underage person in your shop, they could take a picture or whatever it may be. They just go back, and the fines are very steep.
Wow. That's good. I think we could have, it's worth applauding. Like, it is what it's like. If it's really happening in Lagos.
Yes. So there have been cases like that whereby you find children. If they find a children, like before then, you find children in school uniform in gaming. And do you know the funniest thing about it is that even the management level of the gaming companies, in many cases, I cannot speak for them, but because they know about these rules, they let their agents know that, I think anyway, they know about these rules. But the problem comes down to the bottom, like the people at the bottom. They just think money is money. So there have been cases whereby children have gambled away their school fees, and in that instance, the regulator had to step in. They were able to. In one case I heard about, they were able to recover the funds back and hand it back to the parents. And then they sanctioned the company. But the question that came to all of us' mind was this: what was your child doing in a gaming organization?
Wow. It's deeper than
it's a lot more. It's easy to go and say, oh, these businesses are bad. But
what are you doing?
What are you doing? You have a colleague at work that sports betting very easy. You just go online, you start typing, and you place bets every day. We have them all around us. What do we do? Like, you have a husband and you keep seeing betting slips in his pockets. Maybe you cannot stop him for whatever reason, but you can try to escalate the matter to people that are able to assist. So it's a dealing with gaming addiction, like a lot, and people come to it's a combined effort, because addiction has no cure. It can only be managed. So we have some organizations these days in Lagos State and some all over the country. Depending, some organizations are beginning to offer treatment for gaming addicts. Like, they're beginning to offer. There are a few of them around. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names.
No, don't.
No, okay, but you can, if you look around, there are a lot of them. Some of them are pretty popular on social media. NGOs, yes. Okay. They actually focus on. They deal with different kinds of addiction, but they are beginning to also create space to deal with gaming addiction. And there have been cases whereby some of them won't even touch it because they do not want it associated with their organization, with their brand.
Wow.
So it's something that in the next few years, if we do not take it more seriously, it's a problem already. Not coming. It's a problem that already is here.
It's here already. Okay, so I think we have talked, more about the negative part of gaming, and I'm honestly shocked. I didn't even think of underage children going to the level of betting and all that, and I'm honestly shocked. So the whole idea, like we said, is to put it out there, educate, enlighten people so that they understand the good, the bad. I mean, looking at it, we have been able, you can tell. So you wait for yourself. Is it worth it? Do you really want to go into it? If you can answer those questions, then I mean it's left for you to deal with the repercussions at the end of the day. But for us here on Your Perspective with G, we're going to still keep talking about these things, and we're going to ensure that everyone understands. At least it's one thing for you to you can't say ignorance is anything, because we're telling you these things. We want you to know about it. So it's left for you, like I said earlier. To wrap up the show, I want Shay to say something. Any last words for our viewers out there?
Yes, just 2 words. Game responsibly.
Wow. We have come to the end of the show today. In fact, you can tell that I'm shocked. I'm still shocked that underage, kids are going to play games and all that. So this is the end of the show. See you next time. Bye. Wow.